Good afternoon everyone, how are you? Well, I hope. I expect that we won't have many of you again this week because you're all back at school, or lots of you are back at school. Hopefully there's one or two of you that are still around to catch these live, because I do quite enjoy the interaction. I'm just going to load up the live on the screen here now so I can see the comments. There we go. Right. Say hello if you're on there. Hello. This one has been causing me problems. I'm having to cheat a little bit this week. I had to sketch down there. I had to sketch this one a few times because Gabby, Louise, and who else have we got? There's 7 of you there, don't be shy. 7 of you there. 8 of you there. Can't see who the other one is. I get like 3 little icons up here. I get the number of people here, and I get like a few people who commented here. But what I really want you to do, if you are one of the 5 that's still there, if you are one of the 5, I'd love you to share this with your friends. So, oh, Alex, hi Alex, how you doing? Really good to have you back again. Yeah, share this with your friends, press the buttons wherever they appear. I still don't know where they are, because it depends on what app or what device you're watching it on. We're going to get going at 2 o'clock. We've got a couple of minutes left yet. So all we need today is a regular pencil, green pencil, brown pencil, blue pencil, and probably we'll need yellow and orange for the sun. So that's all we need. We need our rubber, we need our pencil sharpener. Here's Tigger. So we've got that. What else do we need? I'm squinting at the screen here because I can't see the words. I need to look here, don't I? It's much easier. Yes. Karis. How you doing? You're a regular. You come back. I think you guys are homeschooling, aren't you? So hopefully you can follow what we're doing from home, and you'll get to learn a little bit about a really, really cool little creature. We'll get started in a minute or two actually, because I think I'm a bit ahead of time. Yeah, just over a minute. Just waiting for a few more people. Those of you who've just joined, if you can just pop a share in using the button that I can never find, the share button, that would be marvellous. People can always catch up with this after the event, so don't worry if you're sharing it later. It'd be great if anyone wants to check in later on. These will be here hopefully forever, really. But now let's focus on you children, shall we? No, we're not ready yet. Children. So I want to know if you know what a rodent is. If you've been on my workshops before, you will know what a rodent is. You want to guess? Alex or Karis? I'm not going to let the adults answer this one because you should know. Okay, coming up for 1 o'clock. Sorry, 2 o'clock. Won't be long. So you guys, you get a bit of a heads up. Big teeth, yeah. A rodent is big teeth, yeah. Well, dent does mean teeth. I think row might mean big teeth actually, but yeah. So their teeth keep growing and growing and growing. They have to gnaw on things to keep them short, like that. Gnaw on things. Exactly. So they're basically small. Colin, how you doing? Yeah, an animal with big teeth, exactly that, yeah. A big teeth in comparison to their body, big front teeth especially. These two, incisors. Those 2 teeth on the rodents don't stop growing. I'm going to stop now just to wave hello to everyone that has joined at 2 o'clock. So, hello everyone. My name's Carl Minot. I'm the author and the illustrator of the British Wildlife Tales series of children's books about British wildlife, oddly enough. So, there are 4 books. I loved making them. They were made for my children. Hopefully you and your parents, your children, your grandparents will enjoy looking at them with each other and learning about wildlife along the way. Today, what I'm going to do is to show you the easy way to draw a water vole. A water vole, I hear you say. Now, adults and children, if you've seen it, The Wind in the Willows features Ratty. Ratty is not based on a rat. Oh, shout out to Jess and Zarina from Ian right now. Great to catch up with you. I know you're not watching live, you'll be catching up later on. So thanks for doing that. It's really, really cool to have you join whatever time you join in. Thanks ever so much. So today, water vole. How cool is that? A water vole, like I say, it was in The Wind in the Willows as Ratty. The scientific name, they call it a Latin name, the scientific name for a water vole is Rattus rattus. Get that? So they are very closely related to the rat, but they're very much cuter. Not that that should be a reason you like them more, but I'm just saying they're very much cuter. They're largely vegetarian, okay? Come over here and I'll show you how to draw them. Right. This is where I try and not jog. There we go. Right. I'll just flip that round. So what we're going to do here, with a bit of luck, it's really handy when I'm practicing. I leave marks on the paper, so I actually get to see what was underneath. Which is pretty cool, isn't it? Oh, sorry. Zarina, who have we got here? Mohammed and Yusuf joining for the first time. Home educators, cool. There's a lot of people that are really glad not to be home educating this week. So hats off to you. It's not an easy task. What we're going to do, we always start our drawings with very simple, very, very simple, shapes. We're using circles and triangles, and we keep it very, very simple. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to draw, first of all, a circle about, if you can see the size of my page, it doesn't matter if it's squishy. In fact, in this one, in this particular picture, it's probably better if it is squishy. I'm going to see if you can see that. It's a very faint circle. And then we're going to do another circle just outside of it, but it kind of starts here. Okay? Again, a little bit squishy circle, if you like. And then we're going to do another one just outside of it here. You see what I do? I don't do a smooth line. I kind of sketch it so that I get it tends to give you better control over the shape. So we're doing 3 circles, one inside the other. Can you see that? But they're kind of joining at the top. And then we're going to do 4 more circles. The first 2 circles are going to be here. Again, don't press too hard because we're going to rub some lines out later. But this is about the size you want your second set of circles here. And then we're going to do another 2 circles, a bit bigger than those ones and a bit more squishy. Okay, so there we go. There's 1 and there's 2. So I'll leave you to catch up for a little bit. Now, water voles, as I mentioned before, they're vegetarian. And what that means is they only eat vegetation. They don't only, occasionally they might eat one or two other things, but they don't typically eat anything else other than vegetation. They like reeds and rushes. They like leaves, and they're very difficult to see. Actually, it's quite tough to actually spot a water vole because they're not very common. They're widespread. They are around in quite a large section of the UK, but they aren't particularly common. They like clean water, and they don't very much like mink. Now, mink are a predator. They're actually a mustelid, a type of a member of the badger family, actually, a badger, stoats, weasels, that sort of thing. They're a mustelid, and they do like to predate on water voles, especially their babies. So wherever there are mink, there are likely to be no water voles at all. Thankfully, because otters have started living again in the UK quite widespread, and they've become a little bit more common. Because of that, there are fewer mink, because the mink don't like the otters. Bit of turf war going on there, and there's often a bit of a challenge between the two of them, and the mink tend to leave the area. If they're not chased off, they are attacked anyway. So they disappear, and then the otters don't really mind the water voles. The water voles carry on getting on with their lives, and the otters carry on going on with their lives, and the water voles get to enjoy themselves without being bothered. So there's one way that it's quite useful to try and find a water vole. You might see the signs of a water vole, typically down by a riverbank in a pool, a quiet pool in a slowly flowing section of water. And I'm going to use a different piece of paper now. So here we go. If you look for the shoots around a hole on the bank, there's a shoot of grass. There's another one. If that shoot is cut off at an angle like that, so if you imagine the shoot was going to go off there, there's a very good chance that that's been eaten by a water vole. So you'll see nibble marks here. These are the shoots of grass. Up here, a typical blade of grass might be like that. And you might see if a rabbit's been eating, that the grass will be, or the shoot will be cut off at a straight angle. But a water vole will cut it off at a 45-degree angle, at a slant. Anyway, so here we are with our basic shapes. So we've got 3 large circles, one inside the other. We started with the smaller one, gradually got larger. Then we've got 2 smaller circles, roughly here. Can you see? I'm not telling you where to put them. I'm just letting you know on this second line. And then we've got our final 2 circles, slightly larger and a bit more squishy. We're going to put some curves in here. Okay. Just a couple of curves, one there and one there. There we go. And what we're also going to do is we're going to give this some zigzaggy toes. And we want 4 points to our toes. And I'm going to just make this look a little bit like, so I'm going to straighten that edge there a little bit and put a curve in there. So here we go. We're going to go over these, and there's our big back feet. Our water vole, this is quite a common feature of all rodents. They have bigger back feet than they do pit feet. I'm going to call them paws, back paws, than they do. So we're going to do that again. We're going to do a little curve there and a straight line there. And there we go. And we'll just draw a few lines up here. So zigzags, but we want 4 points. That's what we want. I'll leave you to catch up. And we're flattening this part of the foot, the paw, and curving the back part. And now what we're going to do is we're going to draw from here, we're just going to draw a little curve like that, and we'll end it there. It starts quite fat and it gets fairly quickly. There we go. Something like that. And that's our tail. And now what we're going to do is we're going to pop in 2 more circles. And these 2 circles are going to be approximately along the center line. So if you just very lightly draw a center line, you don't have to draw it if you don't want to, if you're a good aim, but roughly along this line here, we're going to draw, and again, just circles. We're going to draw another circle here. There we go. So roughly positioned just above the inside of the paws. Look, there. There are our circles. And these are going to be our eyes, okay? Don't worry about detail just yet. And then we're going to just draw in a semicircle just here. And from the middle of that semicircle, we're going to just draw, there we go, 2 curves. And they join up with this circle here. We're going to rub out this line here now. Here we go. Let's rub that out. And we're going to rub this line out as well. And we're going to rub, if you did draw this line here, this guideline halfway up the head, rub that out too. Just get rid of that. And then we're going to draw a hidden rectangle right here. There we go. We're going to slope those teeth in. And we've got our teeth now. These are our teeth which make our rodent-y. Now, what is our rodent eating? We're going to draw a triangle. We're going to hide the triangle behind these paws eventually, but what we'll do is we'll just draw a triangle very lightly. Roughly this shape. It doesn't really matter. You could do any shape really, because we're going to do a leaf. And I thought what we'd do is we'd do a triangle like this. And then what we'll do outside, we don't need to do these lines here, but outside of these circles, we're going to serrate, which means zigzag, this leaf. Okay. There we go. Zigzags there, zigzags there. And then we're going to draw little bite marks. Okay, so we're going to just do lots of little curves going upside down here. And now where we drew these circles, we're going to give our water vole some paws. Again, 4 zigzags, but we're going to make the points follow the circle. There we go. We don't go all the way around these paws. We're going to leave this bit blank. We're going to rub that out, but we won't do it just yet, because what we want to do is just do another zigzaggy line here and another zigzaggy line here. And now we can rub out these lines. Can you see the lines I'm rubbing out now? All of the lines, sorry, I have my pencil in my mouth there. All of the lines inside our water vole's arms. So these are the arms now, or the forelimbs. There we go. Let's rub that out. And just a line underneath inside the leaf and inside that paw there. It helps if you've got a rubber which is not round, actually. It's very difficult for me to rub that out and show you what I'm doing. So one way of doing that is you can split the rubber and you get a nice point. And you can go really, really detailed on your rubbing out then. So just split the rubber in half and you get a nice point and you can go inside there. Okay. So now we've tidied that up, what we're going to do is we are going to add some what we call texture. And texture means how a thing might feel. Now our water vole is very furry, so we're just literally going to just draw lots of fur going around the outside of our water vole's head. just by doing straight lines. That's all we're going to do. And then we're going to do a little semicircle there. There we go. Same all the way around the outside of the body of our water vole. These are what's called the haunches, which is the same as our thighs. The water vole has haunches, and it sits on these haunches while it eats these green lovely leaves. So there we go. We've got the outside of our water vole. We'll just keep drawing our furry bits there. So our water vole lives in a hole in the riverbank just above the water line, and you'll often see, I'll tell you what we'll do, we'll draw a riverbank here. We're going to draw a straight line. We won't be able to draw the sky today because I'm going to draw a straight line here, and that's going to be the top of our riverbank. And then what we're going to do is we're going to draw a little bit of grass here. So we're just literally just doing a wiggly line in a kind of a shape here and then we've got the water. Just a wavy line is all we need for water. And then we're going to draw a circle just here. Okay. So for our grass, we're going to just draw lots of uppity, ziggly, zaggedy lines. Lots of them. And we're going to go over these in green, so don't worry if they're not too dark. We're just literally doing uppity, downy, ziggity, zaggedy lines to make vegetation or grass, rushes at the side of the river. Okay. So we're going to go up here. We're not going to do any here because this is just soil, and I'll colour that in brown shortly. And we're going to do some wavy lines along the river, and we'll do a curve here. And this curve is going to be a stone. And we're going to do a wavy line at the bottom of the curve. There we go. And that's our stone in the river. And this is our water vole, you see. He's sitting on a stone in the river. And this is a quiet part of the river. They do swim in faster water, but they do tend to like swimming across pools where the water is a little bit more still. So what we'll do now is we'll go to our colours. And there is one colour that I said that I didn't say you'd need, that you will. And you'll need just a dark pencil. And we're going to use that. It needs sharpening, look. So we're going to get Tigger out. There's a pencil sharpener. And we're going to wiggle Tigger's tail. Wiggle Tigger's tail till it goes easily, and there we go. Here we go. We're going to go around these eyes. We're going to leave a little circle. Leave a little circle there. Can you see that little circle? That stays clear. We don't colour any of that in. Now, water voles have got quite large eyes because they tend to like coming out after dark. They do come out during the day. And you're more likely to hear one than you are to see one because they're quite inconspicuous, quite difficult to see. The reason you'll hear them go plop when they plop into the water. So all we're doing there is just leaving a little circle in the eye. It's like I've given him wonky eyes, look. Oh well. And then we're going to go over this bit. This is the nose of our water vole is actually quite dark. So we're going to give it dark coloration here. just by doing lots and lots of tiny little pencil strokes. And we're also going to colour in this circle here in black. So this is our black, and we're not going to do it very neatly. We're just going to colour in our circle. Leave the edges scruffy. They're not perfect circles. So they live in burrows. They raise their babies in these burrows, keep them safe. So only things that are smaller than them, or as small as them, can get in there. That's why mink are a problem as well. Mink can go inside their holes. Otters can't. They don't really want to anyway. So there we go. And now we're going to get a brown pencil, something like that colour. And we're going to just colour in the bank. We're going to be doing this very, very scruffily indeed. We don't even have to lift the pencil off when we're going over the hole. Nice and scruffy, down to the water line. Doesn't matter if you go over it. There we go. And now we'll take a green. There's a green, something like that. Hopefully you can see the colour. There we go. There's the colour. And we're going to go up, and we're going to follow some of these ziggity-zaggity marks that we made with the pencil. There we go. Now, one of the things I've been doing over the last couple of weeks is making a pond in our garden. And we've now finished it. We've put lots of rocks around the outside of our pond. And to help the creatures that live in our pond, we've made sure that they can climb out and in to the pond. Because it's okay if they can get into the pond, but if they can't climb out, many of them will struggle, because many of the things that live in ponds actually need to breathe and be out of the water quite a bit of the time. So there we go, we're doing really scruffy grass here. There we go. Why don't we put one of those shoots in with... We'll put a shoot in here with a not a zigzag, a 45-degree cut where the water vole has been eating. There we go. Right, I'm going to choose a different brown now, a lighter brown for the fur on our water vole. And I'm just going to go round the outside of our water vole first, and then I'm going to go in, doing the same again. Keep doing these little lines all the way around our water vole. Slightly darker on the edge of the arms. There we go. Difficult for me to do this one because I'm actually sitting behind the tripod, so forgive me if my hand goes in the way. We're just going to keep doing lots of strands of hair. Fur. The fur is extremely dense, which means that the hairs are quite close together on a water vole. That helps to keep the water out and the cold out and the warmth in. So here we go. So this is a lighter brown. When we finish with the lighter brown, we're going to go back in with a darker brown. And we do it this way around first because it's hard for the light brown to show up if you do it on top of a dark brown. So go all the way around. Just keep going all the way around your water vole. We've got 5 minutes left. We should be in plenty of time. Don't like to take longer than half an hour. Just along the outside edges again. Here, there we go. Lovely. All the way around the outside edges. If anyone's got any questions, fire them up. If I don't know the answer, I'm sure someone will go off and Google it and bring them back. Fabulous. So keep going round with your lovely light brown. Doesn't matter what kind of light brown, just any light brown. There we go. And we're going to get a different green in a second, so if you can get ready for that. We're going to go around the outside of our gorgeous water vole's face. They really are gorgeous. So water voles are about the size of a large orange, something like that. I don't know how many there are in the UK. I wonder if anyone who's watching has got time to go off and Google how many water vole territories we think there are in the UK. It should be fairly easy to get that information. It's something I do quite a lot if I want to learn about a subject, because I like to learn with you guys as much as I like to teach you stuff, because none of us can know everything, can we? So I think last week we did spider, and we found out about pedipalps, which are the two things that stick out of the front of a spider's face which aren't fangs. They're next to the fangs. They're called pedipalps, and they taste the food, taste the objects that the spider is. See what I'm doing here? I'm doing lots and lots of circular, going around in circles, just adding lots and lots of different individual strands of hair. It's quite easy to do. You can do it quite quickly. Just close that gap there. Marvellous. And then we're going to go back in with our darker brown. We're just going to go around the edges here. Oh. Hang on a minute, I've lost my screen so I can't see your comments if you're commenting, so sorry, just bear with me a second. Right, okay, so we're just going around the edges here. Can't remember what I was speaking about then. Sharon, can you remember what I was saying?
Sorry, no, I wasn't listening. I was concentrating, sorry.
I can't remember now. Yes, I think we were trying to work out how many water voles there are in the UK. Here we go. Fab, 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 fab. So all I'm doing is just darkening the edge, doing the same thing as I did with the light brown, but just round the edge of our gorgeous water vole. I keep saying gorgeous, but they really are gorgeous. So beautiful and fluffy. Yeah, the hairs keep out all of that water. And now what we're going to do is we're just going to colour in those legs and the feet here in a dark brown. We'll stay on the dark brown. Scruffily colouring in those feet. Go over the zigzag lines for our toes. There we go. The tail is pinkish brown, so what we'll do is we'll go over it with a pink first, very lightly. We'll go over it with a pink, and then we're going to go over that with a brown. Scruffy if you like, doesn't matter. And then we're going to get a lighter coloured green, something like this. And we're going to cut. Oh my goodness, that needs colouring. That needs sharpening, doesn't it? Here we go. Come on, Tigger. We need you. Who's got a birthday today? Have we got any birthdays here? It's not my birthday. It's my sister's birthday in 2 days' time. So here we go. We will just colour in scruffily this leaf. We're going to use the dark green again in a second over the top of the lighter colour. Just colouring that in nicely. There we go. That's a lovely green part of our leaf. And now what we're going to do is we're going to just go over it, and we're going to draw a line straight down our straight down our leaf there, and then draw a couple of lines coming off it there. So one line down the middle, 3 lines up each side, but staggered, so offset, so not coming out the same side. They're not the same on both sides. Then what we'll do is we'll take a grey. Didn't tell you about the grey either, did I? We're going to use, keep you on your toes. We're going to use a grey to colour in the stone that our gorgeous water vole is sitting on. Lovely. Just colouring in inside that lovely stone. Perhaps giving one side of our stone a little bit of darkness, just darker. Same pencil, just push a little harder. So along this side will be slightly darker. See? There we go. And then, oh dear, I've forgotten to colour in his paws here. So we need a pink again, because they've got slightly pinkish hands. Colour in those hands in pink, and then go over that. Whoops! Sorry. Terrible at this. Here we go. I'm going to go over those hands again. Hands, paws in brown. And we're going to go zig, zag, zig, zag, zig, zag. Zig, zag, zig, zag, zig, zag. Now the teeth, once we finish this, are actually, in the mature, the older adults, they are a yellowy orange. We'll get a yellow and we'll get an orange. Something like that, doesn't matter exactly. There we go. And I'm going to use some blue now in the water. You can use a bluey green, or you can use just a regular sky blue. But we're not going to colour in completely. We're just going to use the pencil. See what I'm doing? I'm holding the pencil like this. I'm just sweeping it across the page. There we go. Down here again. Just to give the impression of water. We're not colouring in as such, as giving the area on the page where the water might be some colour. We're not colouring it in totally. We don't have to match the edges. We don't have to do anything like that. Now then, we'll get our black pencil again. We're going to go around the outlines. We've gone a bit over, but I'll carry on. Round the outside of everything that we've just drawn, we will add some outlines. So right around the very outside. There we go. Again, round the outside of all of the lines, the main shapes here. Just scruffily colouring it in. The leaf, we can be a bit more precise. There we go. Scrumptious. I'm going to colour this bit between the leaf and our water vole very dark. There we go. And I'm going to give our water vole some whiskers. They've got very long whiskers. I've exaggerated them slightly. They're actually the width of their body. There we go. We've got a jaggedy edge to our hole. And I'm going to put some wiggles around the outside of all of our outlines there. Around the outside of the tail. Not long before we're finished now, we'll soon be adding our names to these pictures. Around the outside of our feet, our back paws, our rear paws. And the reason we're doing this, it makes our picture stand out a lot more. Can you see? Makes it stand out a lot more. So, I think we're just about there. Pretty much there. Hopefully, you've been able to follow that. The only thing we need to do now is get our pencil and we need to write our names. That's my name, Carl Minot, and this is Water Vole. The reason my writing is not very neat is because I have to write this backwards. I'm going to give it the Latin name now. Rattus Rattus. And I'm going to date it the 16th of March 2021. And there we have our water vole. So let's get you back over here. You can see me now. Yeah, you can. So yeah, it went over by about 6-7 minutes there. I normally try and get everything done. But, Alex, thank you so much for joining in. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I hope you learnt a little bit about water voles. And because there are quite a lot of animals that live by the water, and we'll probably find out a little bit more about some of those as we go along. That's it for now. Thanks so much for joining in. I'm going to show you that picture one more time. There we go. Big feet, little paws, lovely little beady eyes, shortish tail. Brown rat will have a much longer tail than that. That's it for now. I'll see you next Tuesday. Take care. Bye.